And there goes another game on Arena between JonSlow and Darknoob. Modern Classic, Clown Clash, or something like that. What the fuck, man? What did he say? Man, what the fuck? I guess about the civilizations. Turks against Japanese. Should be interesting. We have Darknoob in yellow as the Japanese, without a back base here, and JonSlow in green as the Turks. From the first glance, looks like a good matchup for him. Jap over yesterday all day because he's super blab. Okay, a little bit of trash talk, of course, and Darknoob saying like a bitch. But okay, yeah, I guess so. So we have Turks, a pretty strong civilization on Arena, of course, and we're going to find out how Darknoob is going to play this and what Terror has in mind. Let's go for the maps here quickly. We have the main gold, the second gold, the main stone for Terra safe in the back, which is awesome for him. Second stone even safe in the back, or maybe it's an extra stone. We're going to find out soon. We have the third gold on the left-hand side outside, 2 boars inside, 2 deer trapped actually. The other 2 deer outside could get lured in. This one could be considered a bug map, but not on a random map 1v1. Of course, this is only tournament settings where you would say, oh, maybe we could restart this. We have the second stone outside, so this is actually an extra stone in terror space, and he has not scouted this yet, but I think he will need to scout this later on, because he will scout the back of his base. We have one really close to his base as well. This one a little bit closer to Terror than Darknoob, maybe. I'm not sure about it. We have extra gold on the left-hand side, extra berries. That doesn't really matter too much. Darknoob is actually scouting the second extra gold also here on the left. Could be interesting if the game is going long. And 4 deer, which are pretty far away for Darknoob. Let's switch the point of view. Yeah, Darknoob can see those, and he knows it's his own deer. He has also the second and third gold outside on the left. Could even wall this if he wanted to, or someone build buildings there later on. One really close to his base. I guess there was a boar outside. Ooh, do we have a scout fight here early on? Yes, and looks like Terror is going to win this, so Darknoob is going to flame a little bit more and say lucky bastard and whatsoever. Possibly at least. Darknoob is going up to feudal age. 10-10, that means thrush time, and that's really sad for me. I didn't want to see a thrush. I'm going to skip through that thrush rather fast, I think, because I hope the game is giving us a little bit more than just a thrush here. It makes sense. Darknoob does not want to play against Chinese Risen Castle Age, so try to delay your opponent as far as you can. Barracks even up, so you might see an bozeman rush here with the main stone forward, main gold on the side, second stone on the right hand side outside. Let's find out. And we have that 4 villagers moving forward, is still open, and there's a watchtower coming up just in case, I guess. Ultra range, we have an bozeman rush by Darknoob, who is sending 3 villagers in total now on gold, has only 1 tower, so he's not really going for a rush here. It's more of a, yeah, let's try to be aggressive here, do some archers, do some damage. Terror, I think, should either start to wall or get his own towers up immediately. One over here, one over there, he will be fine. And yeah, there's the villagers already waiting for the opportunity to get that tower up. That's 5 villagers now in total building. Loom coming up immediately. Terror has 5 villagers on stone and still good resources. Not producing villagers, no, now he is. But he should be able to get to Castle Age in a good time here. And now that stone wall is in 35 HP only, and the market will go down, but there's a gate coming, only 14 HP, and finally Darknoob has that second tower coming up. He's got 5 villagers on stone, and Terror is doing fletching, so he should be able to sell some wood, buy some food, click up to Castle Age, maybe even get guard tower upgrade, or possibly a castle market coming up now. The blacksmith is up already. Wheelbarrow on the way, because why not? But 3 villagers on farms only, maybe not the best wheelbarrow ever. I think it would have been better to produce a few more villagers. Maybe even try to go fast Imperial Age here. Now the archers are inside those towers, 4+2 and 3 villagers. Archers, of course, mean we have to spend gold, but there's not so much idle time on the villagers in total. And now the Castle Age click coming up from JonSlow, while Darknoob is definitely not on the way to Castle Age, missing a lot of food here. Makes sense, I guess. And we have a little bit of a tower fight, which is not too important and too interesting in my opinion, unless somebody's winning this. Terror now is starting to wall behind this, just in case. But he's pretty much able to stop this thrush immediately. And now doing horse color even. How's the stone from Terror looking? 483, needs a little bit more, but I don't think he's gonna go for any extra TCs immediately. Instead, we'll go for the castle, maybe in front of that gate. Try to get rid of that one tower that is left, which will go down eventually. And then, I don't know, try to go aggressive. Or are we going to see... No, there's the next tower hop coming in. And Terror has walled this, so he will be fine. And I think the castle, somewhere in front of the TC, should be alright. Terror even bought 100 stone, didn't want to wait. Could have waited a little bit longer. Where's the castle going? Yeah, in front of the TC, behind the walls, another watchtower coming up. But this castle should go up. The archers have only 5 range, and those villagers, they're in the back here. If you can move them, they will never be hit by the archers, or only by a tower which is not coming up here. So Terror will be fine. He needs a few more farms to get Janissaries out. Maybe a siege workshop, get rid of the towers, or just try to go fast in Pillage now. Try to go 1 TC, get as many resources as possible, and then use the bombard cannons to get rid of the rest. Let's find out how Darknoob is doing at home. A lot of gold in the bank, should buy food. Yeah, that's the market, and here we go. Buying like 400, 500 food in total to click up the castle age. 2415 is relatively late, but Darknoob has invested a lot into archers and towers, so it makes sense, I guess. Terror in the meantime is not going for any extra Janissaries. He is thinking about the fast Imperial Age. Has 35 villages. I think 38 to 40 might be good. And I think Terror also has the time to go for the Imp click. Doesn't need to hurry there. Doesn't need to be in a rush. Now he's overchopped this, but yeah, he spotted that and is immediately walling behind this, putting another lumber camp to the back. I really like this. Good play here by Terror. We have a lot of archers, soon to be crossbows possibly. That means Terror needs bombard cannons or mangonels, might even be good here. But Terror does not have a siege workshop. Instead, he's clicked up to Imperial Age as expected on 37 villagers. Maybe 1 or 2 more would have been good. Are we going to see the crossbow upgrade for Darknoob? Or does he want to go for a fast Imperial Age himself? That's possible. He's going for a monastery, he's going for the university. But I guess he needs a castle or something to be able to like fight the bombard cannons, trebuchets, anything. So 60 population for Darknoob, that's a lot of military units, 17 in total. Crossbowmen might be a good idea later on, and we have the Imperial Age click for both players. JonSlow will be there first and should be able to get, yeah, that's the siege workshop, should be able to get bombard cannons out. He's also doing the Janissaries, and he should be able to get rid of those watchtowers quickly. And there is the first bombard cannon on the way. Trebuchet, no, doesn't have the resources now. What else is he doing? A TC between those 2 goals. Actually not a bad spot. Maybe a TC in the woodline would have been better, but Turks need a lot and a lot of gold. So it makes sense, I guess. Crossbow now coming in. Do those archers even have Boatkin? Yes, nice to see. So Darknoob now choosing Arbalest. Probably Arbalest, maybe some light calf later on if you can afford it. Not too many farms though. Against what is possibly going to be Janissaries, bombard cannons, and later on Hussars. Maybe, don't know. I don't think we're going to see Cav archers here. Would be interesting, but no, rather not. And now the 2 bombard cannons are getting rid of the 1, 3, 2, 4 towers in total. Going to take down the archer range. And that's a lot of crossbowmen from Darknoob, so the Janissaries won't really be too good. Arbalest, not on the way yet, but Bracer is done. Yeah, 5+3 range, very important. The thing is the bombard cannons with 12 range can do a lot of damage. Arbalest on the way. We're going to see the first big fight here in this game between a lot of crossbows against those Janissaries and the bombard cannons. Bombard cannons probably the most important factor now, because they are able to do some splash damage and to take down a lot of arbalists really, really fast. Same villagers pretty much. JonSlow 1 more, now it's the same number. And Darknoob has a few more military units, but I guess Terror has the better army, the gold heavier army, I don't know, how do you call this? Doesn't really matter, because Terror now deleted the walls, but still waiting at home, is moving out with the bombard cannons. This is really not a good idea, to be honest. Moving out with bombard cannons without any protection is really dangerous. Darknoob bring Boso, because why not? And Terror has that second TC and is going for a third TC. This is so important. He's not going with the 1 TC play from 33 minutes up starting, but he is going to add economy. And having economy against the Japanese here when it goes to late game, that's really important. We don't have any relics for Terror. 1 relic in for Darknoob, who's got a second TC on that gold. And should possibly get a TC on the woodline as well. Then again, he has cheap lumber camps, so it will be fine. Handcart finishing for JonSlow really early on for him. 35 minutes at handcart, that's not his playstyle usually. Usually he's doing it a lot later, but I think it's a nice idea. And now we're going to see a lot of arbalists patrolling the battlefield. And the bombard cannon staying at home for now, but it's 7 already, and we might see the 14 range, the +2 range on the bombard cannon soon. This should be interesting because then the arbalest will die from very, very far away. It can be hit from a huge distance, and there it goes. The bombard cannon hitting the arbalest immediately. Chemistry coming for Darknoob, getting full upgrades on those arbalest, only missing the +4 defense. But what can they do against Genesis? They're really good against bombard cannons. They're really not at all that good, and Darknoob needs to add in something else if he wants to push Terror here. Thumbring coming up, forget about that upgrade, but Darknoob could see it and is getting it. And how is Darknoob's resources looking? Yeah, pretty much the same as Terror's. 12 +2 range is done, artillery finished, and that means the bombard cannons are a lot more dangerous here. So let's see how many arbalests can it take down. That's actually a good amount already. Darknoob realizing, oh, I need to be really careful now. That's a very good monk here, but it's finally dying to the Janissaries. Now the arbalest moving forward, but the bombard cannons staying behind the Janissaries. Good micro by JonSlow, and JonSlow is able to take down a lot of those arbalests actually. Look at this, more of them dying by trying to take down Janissaries. This is not a good fight. Darknoob needs to add in some other unit, and he's not doing that right now. I think some light cav, some cavaliers, some, I don't know, siege maybe, some form of siege. Trebuchets might be possible for Japanese. They are pretty much like bombard cannons, but 16 range and a little bit slower, I guess, a little bit less mobile. But look at this. Arbalest going down here, and that's a lot of Arbalest dying. Scale binding are now coming up, only now a little bit late, but okay. Darknoob is not a top expert, neither is Terror. I guess Terror is close to top expert arena player. Darknoob has been playing a lot of Arabia, so maybe not really in top shape for arena game. And light cav soon to be finished. Those arbalests, they're still looking good, but they're still dying to the bombard cannon shots here. And Terror has almost a dozen bombard cannons. This is a lot of gold. You don't want to lose this, so Terror, is trying to go to the TC. This is not a good idea, villagers dying. And now Fortune coming up from Darknoob as well. Where's the light cap for him? There's one stable on the left. Oh, a few more stables here actually. Bloodlines coming up as well. Very important to see the Bloodlines upgrade against the Janissaries. Terror is mining the last of his gold here. 700, 800 left. So he needs to take this third gold, and he would love to have some relics, but Darknoob has all of those. And now there's more arbalests dying. This is so important. Those little fights for Terror, they are eliminating gold for Darknoob, and that's what Terror needs. The thing is, Darknoob has more military, but no way to get close to those bombard cannons. Now, Terror is finally going for Hussars himself. He's got the economy to do so, 111 villagers. Moving out again to get the TC up. Darknoob can probably see this by using his outpost. Yes, he can actually. So Darknoob is gathering his army, and he might be able to attack this TC before it's getting up. But it's going quite fast here, so Terror will be fine. We have a dozen bombard cannons now, 12 in total. Janissaries elite actually, 50 HP, 22 attack. That's a lot here. And Bloodlines coming in from Terror as well now. We have a little bit of a fight with Light Cav moving around, trying to act as a meat shield or as a target here, and the Arbalests are actually able to take down Hussars and some of those elite Janissaries, but now the bombard cannons are finally hitting again. And that's a lot of Arbalests dying. There's a few bombard cannons falling. How many has Terror have left? It's only 7. Wow, that's 5 bombard cannons at least that went down here, but too many Arbalests in comparison, so Darknoob probably not the best fight ever here. We have a TC up on the left hand side. Darknoob is starting to raid. Terror needs to garrison these villagers. On the right hand side, a castle to protect against that last of the stone, and a TC with a few farms here. Makes sense to like protect the weak side. On this side, a lot of buildings here, actually, a lot of archer ranges which are producing arbalests. Look at this. Darknoob is actually trying to force the arbalest against the bombard cannons, but he needs more light cav and possibly siege. I think some rams, something like that. JonSlow is not going for cap rams actually. Might be good here. More bombard cannons falling, and that's so important for Darknoob. Darknoob has a lot of resources, could go for pretty much anything, and what's the choice here? I would like to see trebuchets, to be honest, but probably not. It's possibly not the best idea. Now the last of the bombard cannons moving away while the Hussar fighting against light cav. Darknoob actually looking good at this point. He's in a score lead, he's population capped, and he's got 1k gold and 2k 5 food in the bank. Taking down a siege workshop here is producing, probably producing more light cav. No, arbalest though. And Scale Armor Squires, Cap Ram, even wants to go for Halberdiers possibly. Yeah, Berg's coming up now. Darknoob is playing really well here. Look at this. This is looking beautiful. How can Terror defend this? There's a lot of light cap on the field, and Terror maybe needs to go for camels, but he's obviously needs to go for Hussars because he cannot afford to go camels really. And the Arbalest are now able to take down villagers, even taking down the town center. Of course, the Ram is doing the main damage here. But siege rams are out for Terra, and this might change the game because siege rams are really good against Arbalists. We all know that, and those Arbalists need to get microed constantly, otherwise they will only attack the rams. And those elite Triniceries are still a good amount of damage. This is a crazy fight here. Look at this, it's just beautiful to see how many units are fighting. 55 minutes into the game, JonSlow is doing Blast Furnace, getting the last upgrades on those Hussars. I think he's done the husbandry upgrade, I hope so at least. Now the siege rams moving forward, and there is a big lack of siege for Darknoob. Doesn't have mangonels, onagers, no rams, no trebuchets, and the siege rams are not easy to stop once you have a big amount of legionaries behind that. The Arbalest won't be able to stop the rams, and now Halberdier Chainmail Armor coming in. And the thing is, those siege rams are a game changer, and Darknoob probably did not calculate this when he opted for his Arbalest plus Light Cav army. So maybe he should have gone for something other. Maybe even onagers now might be an option. Darknoob could afford to go onagers. He's even doing skirmishes. I'm not sure why. Maybe he wants to fight the legionaries, which are going back now. Rams against rams. And looks like Darknoob for now is able to defend. JonSlow is still not in the score lead. He's trying to... No, actually Darknoob is moving forward here with barracks, siege workshops, everything. Look at the map. Darknoob has still a good amount of the map. He's still got those 5 relics, but he is low on resources. Queued up a lot of units here and doing Halberdier, doing elite skirmishes, preparing for the trash fight. 58 minutes, and it makes a lot of sense to go for that. Terror is still taking gold, but what's he spending it on? I'm not sure. Probably siege rams only now. Don't think he's going for too many more legionaries. He just needs to make sure that those are protected. Villagers are safe in the castle for now. He will need to go back here, take more gold, and then try to utilize his siege. I think he needs to go for a big siege ram push, then he might be successful. Might be able to take down the army. Yeah, that's the siege rams on the right hand side. Hussars moving in against those Arbalest. Ooh, this might be a very important fight. The legionaries are able to take down Halberdiers, and those Arbalists need to find a spot where they can fight. Maybe underneath the gate would be good, but yeah, next to the castle probably better. There's a little group of elite skirmishers and Arbalists going to the left, but on the left hand side not a lot of things are happening. Terror does not know about the extra gold. He can see this one, but Darknoob is mining. Darknoob cannot see it either. Wow, damn it, what the hell is going on? Gentlemen, do your scouting. And now there's the siege ram train I was hoping to see, because those siege rams are so difficult to stop here for the Japanese at this point. There's a few trebuchets now, but trebuchets are not the unit to stop the siege. Onagers would be the best option in my opinion, or cap rams, but they're dying a little bit too fast. And now those siege rams are getting rid of those production buildings, and the castle will be next. A few Halberdiers inside, but look at this. Terror is now in 78 military units and sending pretty much all of that to the right. The elite Janissaries in a spread formation is standing around, trying to do as much damage as possible. A few of them might die to the castle fire, but the castle is dying really fast. Bye-bye castle. And now Terror has control of the right-hand side, and I think he will start to focus on the left now. But there is still gold to mine, there is still 0 gold on a gold mine. There is still gold to raid, and maybe Darknoob will be able to go in and do some raiding in Terror space. Probably not. A TC should fall, and by that Darknoob is on 160 villages now, but he might lose another dozen villages here. And Terror is actually sending houses to the left hand side now. On the right hand side this attack is still going. There's still at least two siege rams. Those villages will all die now, and the legionaries and Hussar combination will be able to push in here. The Arbalists are gathering around the main TC to try and protect those farms, but Terror is sending in some Hussars, and yeah, walling before this raid is happening would have been really good. Too late now. A few Halberdiers going there, so Terror is saying, no, I don't want to lose my Hussars like this. I am just waiting for my siege rams to move forward. On the left hand side are minor fights, but nothing too important, I guess. There's a good amount of economy for Darknoob here as well, which he should be able to protect. The Hussars will make sure that those, the Halberdiers will make sure that those Hussars cannot go anywhere. But the siege rams are still not getting stopped out of gold yet. No, you both actually have gold. Darknoob has 900 gold in the bank. Terror 1k2. Should have shown you the resources earlier, but look at this. They both have resources to get siege or gold units out. This is really interesting to see. Now 79 against 49 military units, a lot of arbiters still on the map, and not too many siege trams left here. Terrace push on the right hand side stop. Darknoob is actually re-walling this just in case. Could even go for fortified wall if he wanted to. But Terrace now focusing on the left hand side, and there's a big group of Janissaries. That's 35. And 35 elite Janissaries can take down a lot of units as long as they stay behind the siege trams, behind the hussars. That's a good amount of arbalists as well. Almost 40. Is it also 35, 34 maybe? Not sure if I'm counting correctly. Maybe I'm wrong here. Conscription finally coming for Darknoob. This is way too late actually, but okay. And both players are actually population capped. 200 pop for Darknoob here. And we have the siege trams once again starting to attack. And Darknoob is moving in with those arbalists, but there's a lot of hussars, and the arbalists only have 40 HP. Plus 3 pierce, plus 3 melee armor, it's not a lot. Elite Janissaries 2 plus 3, this is very important in some fights. And of course those hussars will die to the halberdier. But still, the siege rams have a free pass to go through all the buildings, and this is what JonSlow might actually need to win this game. And Darknoob never went for a counter to those siege rams, and that's probably a mistake. Starting to rebuild on the right, using trebuchet, a few cap rams of his own. This is very important to have the rams, but the siege rams of course are stronger, they are better here. And yeah, Trevor is getting rid of all the barracks now. These siege rams are hardly taking any damage. Elite Janissaries shouldn't probably fight this, but okay, that's alright at this point. Hussars and Janissaries defending the right hand side, where that castle is still standing, where Terra is still taking stone actually. And on the left the siege rams pushing forward, 1 hour and 12 minutes in. That's looking quite good for Terra. It's getting more and more map control. Darknoob found the gold, is finally taking it. Yeah, 1 hour and 12 minutes. We're still taking gold, ladies and gentlemen. Fascinating to see. They were a little bit slow at the start, of course. And now the siege rams are approaching the castle, and this is dangerous, because once this castle is falling, this left hand side with a big wood line. Look at this, the village is moving away now. That's free to raid. On the right hand side, a few cap rams moving forward, but the trebuchet went down, and maybe Terror might lose this castle. The thing is, he has still the walls here to protect his, yeah, pretty small wood line at this point. And please, thin wood line, but the castle went down on the left. The villagers all going back to the town center here, and Darknoob is not taking wood at home, and I'm not sure why. I think it would have been better to send the villagers back. He's doing that now, but the siege rams are pretty much unstoppable at this point. Darknoob does not have a lot of gold left, 116. He is housed on 150, and being housed when you need more army, when you need to produce, that's pretty much the worst thing that can happen to you. You can lose games like this, and it looks like Terror, now 22k score against 18k only, is about to win this game. The siege rams were a game changer, a very important factor here. Darknoob is getting a few more military buildings up again, building a few more houses, but Terror is moving in. That's the last front pretty much, with Arbalest and more or less elite skirmishers, and they cannot really do a lot. Those halberdiers are trying to take on the fight with the hussars, but the elite Janissaries is moving forward. Probably going to be able to take down those Janissaries those halberdiers really fast here. Yeah, that's actually happening. And the siege rams are still moving in, getting rid of all the buildings here. Darknoob is in trouble, only 81 villagers left. He's still got those relics, but he doesn't have gold, he doesn't have resources at all. And this is not looking good. On the right hand side he's trying to get rid of that castle, but Terra is able to defend even against the halberdiers plus trebuchet. And it looks like Darknoob needs to call the game here. This is not looking good for him. Terror is on 186 population. He's got 74 military units. Even doing skirmishers, because why not? They're really not a good unit for the Turks, but they're doing the job here in this case, because Terror has a lot more military units, and it's a supporting unit for the siege rams. The monastery is going down, relic control is gone for Darknoob, and Darknoob was able to take down the castle, but what now? Can he push? I don't think so. He's got a lot of army around here, but not so much economy left. Yeah, that's pretty much no farming economy for Darknoob here. Does he have farmers left? I don't see them. I don't see a food income, or a lot at least. There was a little bit coming in, and now Terror is going through that base like it's butter. Look at this, the skirmishers taking down Arbalest. Terror is even microing this. This is just beautiful, and Terror can afford to go skirmishers, of course. Darknoob, almost no resources. Terror enough to build a lot of hussars and skirms. Could even go for spears if you wanted to. Of course, doesn't make sense here, but it's possible in theory. And those elite Janissaries are so powerful now, standing in the middle where the main TC was. This is not looking good for Darknoob. Turo, I think, is winning this game. And yeah, that's the GG call, actually. Hope you enjoyed this one. A pretty long game, a pretty intense game, in my opinion. The tower should start, really not that important. You didn't sell food. Yeah, Darknoob didn't have a lot of food left, apparently. So, an interesting war. Turks considered better on arena. I think there's a reason for that. Hope you enjoyed this one. See you in the next games. GG.